All right, so this is about Oliver, or whatever his name is, Mateschitz, Mark Mateschitz, and Oliver Mintzlaff. I finally get the names right. The two stooges who own Red Bull or run the place after Dietrich, or whatever his name, Mateschitz died, the visionary who started Red Bull and hired Newey, no, hired Horner, hired Horner to run the show. Horner actually built Red Bull, and then Red Bull just paid for it. It used to be what is the other team? That British team, Jaguar. So these guys, Dietrich Mateschitz built a team and let Horner build the team by bringing in guys like Newey, bringing guys like Rob Marshall, bringing in recruiting. What's his name? Who's just leaving also? Marco came in. They've had Vettel between Vettel and Verstappen. They've had 9 championships. Now all of these guys are gone. Horner sacked. They said it was because I mean a lot of people think it might have been because of his sex scandal. The reason Horner was sacked was because he wanted interest in that company, and I feel he should have had interest in it because he was the one who built that team. Then Newey left partly because of the power struggle, and he could see a mile ahead the dysfunction that was coming in this team. Now, old man Marco has left. On top of that, they had a bunch of guys who left, starting with Rob Marshall and also the guy who's I keep forgetting the name of the guy who runs Audi Sauber. He was their chief strategist. He's left, and now they have more and more people leaving. From what I see here, they have let me see who it is. Michael Manning, who's the control engineer, moving on. David Mark is going to Audi, which is going to be very good. Michael Manning is moving on. Hart is going to Williams. So you see a pattern here. Hart's going to Williams, and Williams is looking like a team that can be top three next year. Mart, who's the power unit, which is very important for this new era, is going to Audi. And Manning, who's the control engineer. And on top of that, GP, the race engineer, is going through something. So he won't be Max's race engineer, but he'll still be in the company. But what you're seeing is an exodus of all the top brain. So they're having a brain drain as far as I'm concerned. The only person who's really left that's worth anything is Pierre Vache. And Pierre Vache is one of the reasons Newey left, because Newey saw that uh, Horner and even the top brass in Red Bull were favoring Vache's concepts over his. So that's why Newey left. So Vache is there, and he's partly the reason why you see them losing now because he disagreed with Newey in which way the floor should go, and we all saw what happened with that. So the question here now is that now that Mateschitz and Mintzlaff have gotten their wish, they want to prove that they can build a team and stamp on everything that Mateschitz dad did. He said, "I ain't gonna be like my dad. I ain't fucking around with the people who brought Vettel. I ain't fucking around with the people that brought the differential braking. I ain't fucking around with Newey. I got my own team. People whose names I don't even know. I hope these people are good because if Red Bull doesn't win next year, Verstappen is going to leave. And maybe they want to get rid of Verstappen too to prove that they can move on and win without him. If they don't win next year, Verstappen will leave not out of anger. He will leave because he must get his 7 championships quickly. Nobody's promised tomorrow. We all thought that what's his name from Spain, Alonso was going to win tons. We said, he'll be back. Never came back. Never came back. So Verstappen is going to go to whoever has the fastest car. If next year Red Bull is not competitive, because if they're competitive and it's not the fastest car, he can push it off and win. But if not, he's going to go in 2027, whoever's the fastest car, and they'll drop whoever. They'll drop Norris. They'll drop George Russell. Any team he wants to go will take him. So Oliver Mintzlaff and Mateschitz, either you don't want Verstappen at all, or you're stupid enough to think that you can just radically and abruptly get rid of all your people or alienate them so that they leave and go to other teams, and then you think you're going to win. You might win, but it's going to be 6 years from now. 6 years from now, maybe Hadja can win when you rebuild, but Verstappen will be long gone. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Well, Red Bull have a plan to try to target replacement staff. And I understand that they're also relying on their academy, their engineering academy, to replace that they believe that they have plenty of replacements there for these engineers.
Okay.
Now, um, let's say if we were to say how good they were, they're probably like the youth squad of a football team. Yes, they can play, but can they play at this level? Because you've seen how difficult it is. I mean, to get your car right within millimeters to get your tire change teams right within 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, to make sure that your floor work, your wings, all these things, tire management, aerodynamics. There's so many things that are on offer that on margins of excellence are so small. The difference between first and last is barely a second. A second.
Not even a
And
bare second, maybe 2/10 of a second over a lap.
yeah, so those replacements really have to be top notch right off the bat. You can't be fielding Stoke City footballers if you're playing Manchester United. Well,
No.
let's say Manchester City, because I remember
Yeah.
Grimsby beat United, so that's not a good example. But if you're facing a top team, you can't bring lower league players and expect to win.
You
So
can't bring in
there's
Hotshot
a
Hamish
heavy reliance on
as your
Verstappen
CDM.
now.
You can't bring
Yeah,
Hotshot Hamish as your CDM. Okay, go ahead.
exactly. There's a heavy reliance on Verstappen now. I think he's got two more, Paul Vizzi and one other chap, Lambrochi or some kind of weird name like that. He's got a
Yeah,
couple
Jennifer
of
Lamborghini.
people.
Yeah, and Pierre Bache. Those are the three main
Yeah,
guys there.
and so he's those are still staying. And with Verstappen, I think that's maybe what he's calling the backbone, and he'll build from that. And those people that stay to the end, it's only those people that are leaving that need replacement, because we can see the Red Bull actually got better after Christian Horner left. So we've written them off. I still,
Yeah, but
I
Kool-Aid,
was
but they got better, but they
90%
Kool-Aid,
of
sorry to interrupt you. They got better, but they still had their performance engineer who's now going to be leaving. They still had guys who do sim work. And also they still had the prototype that Nui left. They had that car because they only made upgrades. They didn't radically change the car. Now they're moving forward where they have to do groundbreaking research. And they're not even going to have the people who helped them win after Horner left, because those guys are leaving too. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, that's all. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when you look at what Red Bull are trying to do, they do have to work hard to pick up the external quality that they need. I think that it would be a mistake for them to rely on their academy. I think that's the long and short of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, they have to do so to stay up there. Verstappen as a driver is only one person. Will he still have the edge next season? We expect so, based on the natural driving talent ability. But you
Yeah.
never know. The new challenges may suit strengths of other drivers who were here to before average or lower down the order. So you
Yeah.
don't know what they say. With Verstappen, the cream always rises to the top. So we might still expect him to always
Here's
be
what I
there.
believe. Here's their only chance. Next year, these are new cars. So everybody's in the dark with these new cars. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any team that has a superior advantage over any team. I think six teams will probably be about even in performance, with maybe Mercedes having a slight edge. If that edge is not more than a tenth of a second, then what will happen is Verstappen will get his engineers to start crafting the car the way he wants it, and he will be the X factor again. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm saying they're playing with fire, because if Verstappen comes second, even if he becomes second by half of a point, he's leaving, which may be okay because that's the realism. Then they can start building for the future. What are your thoughts, Johnny? It's gone.
Well,
Yeah.
it's I think it's a new season, new cars,
Yeah.
and so they want to get everybody new in there and out with the old, and then in with the new. I guess it's basically mainly because of the new cars and new and new system. And I guess even those people that left, I don't know if they left on their own or they themselves. They might have thought, hey man,
No, I think
I've
they
been
were
here for
lured.
such a long.
Sorry to jump in front of you. They were lured because most of them are going to Audi and Williams. So they're going to the teams that are going to be not Audi is very good with Wheatley. That's the guy. Wheatley was the strategist for Red Bull. Audi is one of the teams that's projected to be in the top five. Then Williams, and also they have another guy going to McLaren. So I think they were lured out. But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, see, so that means like that new teams, so they'll be like earning higher, they'll be in higher positions and more in a position to say to do what they want to do, so it's all about new stuff happening, and then they it's like what is it, getting their paycheck increased and getting their achievements or their goals
And not even paycheck. They get a more senior position, which is what the corporate
exactly.
world. that's part of nature. The corporate world is to keep on moving up. If you're one of the best engineers to help build Red Bull, you don't want to just be an engineer. You want to be a technical director or everything. So you want a promotion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want
sorry, go
to
ahead.
keep yeah, you want to keep climbing up and getting higher and stuff like that. So that's what I think was happening, you know. Everybody's just new formation. Everybody's like, you know, the furniture has been shuffled around.
Yeah,
Everything's been changed
I just want to
around, you
blame. I
know.
want to blame Matishis and his owner, but in reality, it's not really their fault. This is how the world works. You get a
Yes, you
promotion.
know.
Just like Arteta
Yeah.
and those guys, they were all under Arteta and all these guys. They were under what's his name, the coach of Man
Wenger.
City, but not Wenger or Man City, the coach for Man City, or Arteta was
Pep,
with
yeah.
Barcelona. But you can't just stay as the second coach for Barcelona. You have to go move on to a new team. Yeah,
Yes.
even the guy from Chelsea, Maresco, he even looks like Guardiola. Maresco is Guardiola's half brother. All of those guys. All those guys were with Guardiola, but they had to leave. But Man City will suffer for it because those guys had technical input. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I guess that's the reason for the shift, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But like, we just have to do a good thumbnail and say these motherfuckers are fucking up Red Bull. Fuck it. But they are fucking up Red Bull because they should have kept Marco, Helmut Marco. Don't get rid of that guy.
oh
And you know what? They're saying that one of the reasons they fired him is one of the reasons is because he caused people to bully Antonelli by saying Antonelli let this guy pass. They said you can't do that. Isn't that what sports is about, Kool-Aid? You got to bully him. You've got to do psychological warfare. Now we're in this generation. What do they call these new kids? Millennials or whatever. This generation, you can't bully people to
Alpha.
win. No, you have to bully people
No,
to
no,
win.
Alpha is different. So it's not Alpha, it's Gen Z.
Yeah, but yeah, the Gen Z, like, it's better to lose than to bully people. No, motherfucker, you got to get in their head. That's why Red Bull was winning. Bad boys. Bad boys play psychological games. They want to be like McLaren. Oh, everything is okay. We're great. We never talk bad about anybody, but we make Piastri bend over and get fucked, but we do it privately. We don't do it in public. No, so to me, you can't take away that bad boy aspect. Bring back, what was that guy that used to play Eric Cantona? You need guys like that in sports. This is sports, not
Vinny
Novena.
Jones. You need Vinny Jones.
Vinny Joe, yeah. What was the
Yeah,
name of that guy? And what was that guy that used to play for Italy? The black guy,
Balotelli.
Balotelli. We need that shit. We don't need good boys talking about he's insensitive. Oh, you mean he's an athlete? That's what the definition of an athlete is insensitive. Sorry about that. All right. What are your last thoughts,
Dennis
Kool-Aid?
Wise.
Yeah, we're going
Dennis
off on a
Wise were
tangent.
too close together.
What are
So
your
they
last
said
thoughts,
about him,
Kool-Aid?
he was a crazy guy.
Yeah, what are your
Sorry.
last thoughts? Yeah.
Yes, so my last thoughts on this. We saw Red Bull lose a large number of its engineers and well, not large number, but we saw Red Bull lose very high profile members of its team during the season. And we believe that this would be the downfall. And
Yeah.
that was not the case. It continued to be competitive up till
Yeah.
then. And so, therefore, I'm not totally sure whether Red Bull might not actually be able to find replacements. It's a gamble, I will say. I will not necessarily say it's a disaster. If they're able to source the type of people that are actually top notch, which means you need ready made. I don't know whether you want to take the risk of just getting the academy member that came first in class. I don't know if that's good enough. So Red Bull really need to look at their team. And also they need to sort out their wind tunnel. I don't know what the
That's their
regulations
biggest
are.
issue. Their biggest issue is their wind tunnel because they need
Yeah.
data. Because that what Verstappen is doing and what they're doing is they're eyeballing it the way a mechanic can eyeball it. They can sort of estimate. But in this new era of data analysis and AI and all that, you need top of notch of that. You can't use your instinct anymore. Like even
Yeah.
Nui likes to do designs without going through the sim tunnel, which is why he's not a performance engineer. He's the aerodynamicist. The performance engineer is the one who would take his concept and figure out how realistic it is. So even Nui is sort of outdated in modern thing, and that's why McLaren is winning because McLaren is on top of all of that scientific stuff. All right, last thoughts, Kool-Aid, take us out. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting look at the exodus movement of Red Bull people out of Red Bull and to God knows where, Audi and Williams and other things across the shore. And we shall see them no more. But from myself and Mustafa and Johnny, we bid you
Adieu.
Merry Christmas, first of all. Goodbye, farewell, adieu. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cool. Exodus. Movement of helmet Marco. Open your eyes, take off your Christmas sunglasses. All right, I'm getting out of here. All right, so I'll see you
Yo.
guys. I won't see Johnny until maybe Tuesday, next Tuesday. Cooley, I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thanks.
All right. Nice
All
one.
right.